A holy warrior you once were, clad in radiant armor that gleamed with righteousness. Now shadows cling to the very metal, a constant reminder of your descent. Righteous prayers have curdled into maddening whispers, an alien chorus from a realm beyond comprehension. Hadar, the hungering star, a cosmic horror from the far realm, has burrowed into your soul, twisting your unwavering faith into a grotesque parody of its former glory. You see visions of endless night, feel the cold tendrils of Hadar's hunger gnawing at your sanity. The world seems to wilt under your gaze, its life force sustenance for your growing darkness within. Will you fight back the tide of madness, or become Hadar's instrument of terror, a herald of the dark hunger, forever unleashing oblivion upon the forgotten realms?
Hello YouTube, this is my first theme build. It is the Herald of Hadar, and I am standing here next to the wonderful Dame Aylin and Isabel the Cleric. A little bit about this build. What is Hunger of Hadar? Well, it's a spell in this game. Creatures within this black sphere are blinded and take damage at the end of their turn and the start of their turn. It does cold damage in the beginning of the turn. That's automatic, and then it does acid damage. That's conditional at the end of the turn. And for like the RP flare, that's supposed to be the tentacles coming out. And then we have Arms of Hadar. These are the two Hadar spells in the game, and I decided why not build a theme around that. So first of all, who is Hadar? Well, according to the Forgotten Realms, I'm going to pull up the Forgotten Realms Wiki. Hadar, also known as the Dark Hunger, was a star-like elder evil from the far realm who had taken a place among the stars of realm space. Unlike normal stars, Hadar didn't have a fixed place in the sky, but instead danced and wavered across the realmscape. So basically, it's just this dying star that is slowly burning to is slowly burning to annihilation. Because of that, it sent its agents, also known as the Heralds of Hadar, to Toril, which was this, it's spelled Toril. It is a place in the Forgotten Realms. The Forgotten Realms, it's like D&D basically. Well, and Magic, but they're both Wizards of the Coast. It's just the world. Kind of like in Lord of the Rings, there's Middle Earth. Anyways, let's get into the build, since I already showed the demonstration. So we're gonna go over here to Withers. And my character's a Gith Yankee. And I picked this race because of the astral knowledge, as well as the fact that they are pretty much martial weapon masters. They get some cool racial abilities. They can cast Mage Hand, and then eventually Misty Step and Enhanced Leap for mobility. But other races you can choose are Half-Orc. They get Relentless Endurance, which means when they go to 0 HP, They actually go to 1, so they stay up, which is cool for honor mode. And then they get savage attacks, which is not to be confused with the feat. It's a separate racial ability. Another good racial ability is from Drow, which I believe is the best race in the game. They get proficiency with rapiers and hand crossbows, which are pretty strong in this game. They get a free cast of darkness per day, and they have perception proficiency. They're also good for a little bit of RP flair, just like the Gith in the game. Tiefling, well, they got different ones, and all of the different Tiefling sub races are decent. Zariels are good because they have smites. The Mephistopheles has, I believe, darkness they can cast, and then Asmodeus, I believe, has Hellish Rebuke, which is a Warlock retaliation spell, which is actually pretty good. Or you can go Wood Elf for the movement, the stealth, perception, Fey Ancestry, if you want to do that route. But I went Gith. And for this build, it is 5 levels in Paladin, and then 7 levels in Warlock. Usually it's the other way around. I'll explain why we go 7 levels in Warlock once we get there. But that's the main build. Now for Honor Mode, this doesn't work because this build is set up specifically with an exploit where the extra attacks from Paladin and the extra attack from Pact of the Blade Warlock stack, but in Honor Mode they do not. So I have a separate version of this build where it goes full into Warlock, 12 levels, and I'll talk about that when we get there. Another alternative I guess you can do is 5 Paladin, 5 Warlock, and then 2 in Fighter, but I don't really know how good that is. So let's go Paladin. Now, Oath of Vengeance is good for DPS because you get Inquisitor's Might. You and allies' weapons attacks deal an additional 2 radiant damage and can daze enemies for 1 turn. That's good. This is the Channel Oath charge. But I'm going Ancients, and it's not because of this heal. The heal is, decent. It's a nice AoE heal. But at level 3, they get a new Channel Oath that's actually pretty good for the theme of this build. So for stats, I normally do something like this. It's kind of glass cannon. Alternatively, though, I think I can bring this to 14 and bring... No. I think I can do this, bring this down. There. We put dexterity at 10 because we want the +0 to dexterity checks. We don't want to be able to be tripped easy. But we also don't need a stack dexterity because we're not going to be using dexterity at all, really. We're going to be wearing heavy armor, and when you put on heavy armor, you don't get any AC bonus from your dexterity, so there's no point. Constitution we can put at 16. Or you can do the glass cannon route like I just had on board. This one's better, so you can hold concentration really good, which is going to be important for this build. You can take that out of athletics and put it into insight. That way we can get a more even stat spread. I don't really care about religion being negative. Now, let's go ahead and continue through levels. Now we're at level 2 where we get our Divine Smites. It deals an additional damage to fiends and undead. Well, it does the weapon damage, but it does this additional 1d8 to fiends and undead, which will be good in Act 2. No spoilers, but in Act 2 there are a lot of undead. Just a forewarning. For For leveling, you might want to go great weapon fighting if you want to do it two-handed. This build specifically requires a shield, so we go dueling. And then for these, we just do smites, a heal, and then a command, or less for a concentration spell. So we have that. At level 3 Paladin, we unlock Nature's Wrath, restrain an enemy, so there's Tentacles. That's why I went with that one. And then we get Ensnaring Strike and Speak with Animals, so that's pretty good. We get our Githyanki Psionics, and then we can do Command. The rest of these spells are okay, but as you can see, they all require concentration. So if anything, we could get rid of Bless and replace that with like Compelled Duel. Because we need to keep resource management in mind. You can only have one concentration spell going at a time, or you'll lose concentration on the previous one. Okay, so for the first feat, I normally go ability improvement, an honor mode, or not even an honor mode, in any mode. Alert can be really useful because we have very low dexterity, so our initiative is low. Having alert can help us go first, make the first strike, get our Hunger of Hadar out there. Once we get closer to level 10, because that's when we get Hunger of Hadar, we'll get Warcaster. But we don't need Warcaster right now. So right now, you can either go ability improvement or alert. I go ability improvement, increase my charisma, and then for spells, it doesn't matter because they're all level 1 spells still. It's the same spells. Level 5 Paladin is special because we get an extra attack and we get Misty Step. Drop this, pick up Branding Smite, just so you get an extra smite. And now level 6, we switch gears to Warlock. Drop that, pick up this for necrotic damage, and then Eldritch Blast just because it's a very strong ability. Now, normally people would go the Fiend because of Dark One's Blessing, gives you, HP, which is really good, and because of Arms of Hadar is right here. But we're actually going to go Great Old One, right? And then you can get Arms of Hadar and Armor of Agathis anyway. But then we have the Mortal Reminder. When you land a critical hit against a creature, that creature and nearby enemies must succeed a Wisdom saving throw or become frightened until the end of their turn. And as you'll see, as this build goes on, we're going to be relying on that frightened. So most people will go Hex here, but we already have Concentration, and these are Warlock spells. So I'm going to get Dissonant Whispers because it causes Frighten, and that's eventually what we'll need. Agonizing Blast adds your Charisma modifier to Eldritch Blast, making it stronger. And Devil Sight we pick, so we can see through darkness. You can replace a spell here. I'm keeping these. Agathis isn't a great old one. Agathis is like a place. Yeah, I did a little research on that. Hadar is for the theme though, so we want Arms of Hadar. Doesn't mean we're gonna use it, but we're gonna keep it. Now here, spells probably want Darkness because we're at level 8, and we want a nice concentration spell with the Area of Effect. Alternatively, you could get Misty Step, but we already have Misty Step. And I mean, you don't really need that many uses of Misty Step. Usually, you just need the one. Another one I like picking up is Mirror Image, too. Just because it's just an easy way to increase your armor class. But yeah, go through all these and just pick what you want. For flavor though, we're going darkness since we did pick up Devil's Sight. Now, we're gonna replace the spell here. I'm keeping them. And then we go to level 9, Warlock level 4, which means we're gonna get another feat. This feat, since we're at level 9, remember I said we get Hunger of Hadar at 10. Cantrip doesn't matter. I go Blade Ward. And then here, I'm going to go Mirror Image for some defense, but Hold Person's good. Just make sure you remember or you're mindful of these spells and that, well, one, these are Warlock spells, so they're going to take up the Warlock spell slots, and you only get like 2 of them. So make sure you keep that in mind. Here, we are going, like I said, Warcaster. Now we're getting that. Basically, you can use Shocking Grasp as a reaction if somebody moves out of the way. And it also gives us advantage on holding our concentration, which is what we're going to need for Hunger of Hadar. Now at level 5 Warlock, we get Deepend Pact, where our Pact Blade gets an extra attack. It has to be your Pact Blade though. Here, you can get Counterspell, but we need to get Hunger of Hadar for the theme. And then here, I usually just go Fiendish Vigor, just for the free heal. It's like a cantrip that heals you pretty much. And now we can get rid of Darkness because we have Hunger of Hadar. And you can pick up any of these, but remember these are Warlock spells. So I'm picking Fear. So I can cast Hunger of Hadar and then Fear combo. I won't be able to use Armor of Agathis though. That's the only downside. Now we're at level 6 Warlock, so we get Entropic Ward. If an attack misses you, you gain advantage on your next attack roll. All in all, good stuff. Here, it doesn't really matter what you get. I guess you can get Counterspell just to have it. Or, you know, pick up Misty Step. But remember, these are Warlock spell slots. So this Counterspell isn't even really going to be that strong. Normally you'd want somebody like a wizard or something with Counterspell, or a sorcerer, because they'll have higher spell slots. I believe our build will only go up to level 4 or something like that. So the Counterspell won't be as effective against higher level spells. I'm just going to get Vampiric Touch probably, because I can't think of anything else. Stow Curse. A lot of these are concentration. Remove Curse, I guess, could be good. But other classes can probably pick that. So, yeah, like I said, pick whatever your flavor. Replace whatever you need to replace. I like keeping Armor of Agathis, even though I know it wastes a spell slot if you upcast it, just because it gives you 25. Now, this spell is why we went 7 levels of Warlock, because we want more Tentacles for the theme. So we got more Tentacles. And then for these, Book of Secrets can be good to pick, because it gives you free spells. These ones use Warlock spell slots, and we kind of want to save our Warlock spell slots, because look, these are the only spells we get, and we can only use 2 of them. So for the theme, we got the 2 Fear spells, we got the Hunger of Hadar, the Arms of Hadar, we got another Necrotic, we got Mirror Image, and we got Armor of Agathis. So theme-wise, it sounds pretty good. Now, let's look at the gear. Oh, that's the wrong button. look at the gear. So this shield is what you're going to need. I'm going to put the wiki for the location for all these, but most of the gear you'll need in Act 3. So while you're leveling, keep that in mind. That's why I said if you're leveling, you can do two-handed. Since you won't get this shield until Act 3, you'll just respec. And notice how I didn't break my oath. I actually killed the Oathbreaker Knight, so he's not in my camp anymore. I don't think he's coming back. But if you are going the Oathbreaker route, make sure you keep in mind that in order to respec, it costs a lot of money. I have Bow of the Banshee, just to inflict some frighten. And then for main weapon, we go Valarluv. You get this in Act 1 in the Underdark. It's a long sword, versatile, and it's finesse. So it can work off your dexterity. I guess we could, for this build, actually just lower our strength, because you can get strength elixirs and then just raise your dexterity just to keep your initiative high. I didn't even think about that until just now. But that would actually work with this weapon too, because it's finesse. Now, for chest piece, we're wearing heavy armor. We're getting Reaper's Embrace. Not going to get this till Act 3. But the boots of persistence is what we really want to focus on, because you gain freedom of movement, which means in difficult terrain, you can move. So,
Takes a fight.
now I can move normally. I'm gonna end Shadowheart's turn. I'm gonna try and get to my guy. Everybody's gonna kill Isabel. I'm not gonna save this, so don't worry. I'm not playing Mutiny. I just want to show off how I can see how their feet are red and they're slow. Now look at my feet. See, Asterian's feet are red right there. But I can walk through this like normal. It'll damage me, but I can walk through it like normal. Let's just do. I don't really know. See that ice damage at the start of everybody's turn? If you're inside of it, you're taking some ice damage. And it automatically blinds you. Ooh. She just smited her. Yeah, there's nothing really else to show off. Most of my team is just set up to do difficult terrain, just to knock people down. Look at that. I messed up the Hunger of Hadar, which, my bad. But I calmed everybody down for a second. And if I want, I can do it again. But let's show off the other tentacles. Let's just put them right here. There we go, Evard's Tentacles. Now, this build is just full of tentacles. Let's just do a Howl of the Dead too. And this build, this is just a insane themed build. I didn't see too many people do themed builds, so that's why I wanted to do this build. Anyways, I'm gonna end this. I gotta show you guys the Lifedrinker build. Alright, so yeah, let me do that. Alright, welcome back. Now, Lifedrinker. You might notice I am wearing different chest piece. That is the Ballast armor. So for this Lifedrinker honor mode build, I highly recommend Dark Urge. If you go Dark Urge, you can't change your background, but you can change your appearance. So you can pick any race you want. It's just like picking a custom tab. So it's fine. The only thing is you have the Haunted one background, which gives you, I think, Intimidation and Medicine. So just keep that in mind. And since we are doing a full 12 levels, I decided to do Warlock 12 levels instead of Paladin, mainly just because I feel like Hadar would talk to a Warlock. So for this, we're doing the same thing, but this time, instead of going the Great Old One, because for this one, we're not going to focus on crit, we're going to focus on dueling. So we're going to be dueling with, we're going to keep our dexterity high, dexterity and charisma, and when we land when we get a kill, it gives us some health. So that'll be really nice to scale with. For this, since we are doing a duelist build, Hex is good here. And then maybe Command. You don't want to get Armor of Agathis because the temporary hit points, you can only have temporary hit points from one source. And then remember, these are Warlock slots. So really, you got to be kind of picky with what you want to spend a Warlock slot on. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go Command because I feel like that would probably be best usage for me. Something like this is good, I guess. Make this go down to 14 actually. Put this at 10. Just because I don't like having negatives there. Negative on intelligence is fine. And you kind of don't want a negative there on wisdom for the saving throws. Anyways, let's get through this. You can drop that one, and then I'd pick up this one. Alright.
And these things have stayed interesting.
Time to level up real quick, and then show you guys what this Lifedrinker Duelist build can do. I'll show you the gear you need besides the Ballast Armor. Because the rapier we're gonna get is a special rapier. So actually, yeah, let's get Arms of Hadar since this is still a Herald of Hadar. But yeah, we're definitely gonna want that, and then we're gonna want Devil's Sight again, just so you can see in darkness. You can replace a spell, but these spells are pretty good. We have Hex because we don't have the Paladin concentration spells conflicting. So, we're rocking with Hex until we get Darkness. See, we got Devil's Sight last time for this. We're at level 3, so this is still kind of the beginning of the game. And you don't need this Misty Step because you're going to get Misty Step. We just want to get Darkness as fast as possible. And Pact of the Blade so we can put make our weapons stronger, because it'll go based off our charisma now instead. And we're gonna get Sonic Jump. We're gonna want to replace Hex now because you can't have Hex and Darkness, so you can pick whatever you want here. Scorching Ray is pretty strong, but I want to just focus on weapon attacks. Actually, we could get Misty Step, even though we're gonna have a free one. What are we, level 3? Actually, yeah, I'll get Mirror Image, because I feel like Mirror Image will be better at this point. We're going all the way in Warlock, so you can pick any of these. These utility ones work too. You don't only have to pick damage. True Strike, probably don't want to pick. I'm going to pick Blade Ward because we're a duelist. And then since we are a duelist, alright, now we're going to get Misty Step. We're not going to replace anything. And then this is our first feat. Okay. Since we're a duelist, we're going to pick this one. Defensive Duelist. When attacked while wielding a finesse weapon you're proficient with, you can use a reaction to add your proficiency bonus to your armor class, possibly causing the attack to miss. I don't really see a lot of people go with this build, but since I'm using the Duelist prerogative, I felt like I needed to just mix Duelist prerogative with the feat, and then just make a build based on that. Deepend Pact, now we're going to get extra attack, we get Hunger of Hadar finally, so, whoops. So we're going to pick that since we are, what's his name? We are Hunger of Hadar. You can get Beast Speech since we don't have it, since we don't have the Ancient's Paladin. Or you can just do Fiendish Vigor, like I always do. Because it's free health. And see, now we get the free Misty Step per long rest. But it is cool to be able to have it just in case. If you don't want to do that, let's say, you can replace it. Like I said, you don't really want to be the one counterspelling. But for purposes of this video, let's go ahead and do it since we are a duelist, and I feel like that is kind of like a duelist reaction. Now we get Dark One's Own Luck at level 6. We get to add a 1d10 to an ability check. So that's pretty cool. For spells, pick whichever you want. Fireball is probably like a good nuke spell. Even though we are a duelist, so we don't really need that one. But these are Warlock spell slots. So, or maybe Fear. Yeah, let's go Fear. I like going Fear. And then we got some pretty good spells, see? It's just a lot different not having the Paladin. Wall of Fire is good to have, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pick that one. Fire Shield would actually be good too, but it would pretty much be like Armor of Agathis kind of, except not. It would just provide resistance to fire and cold damage or retaliate against melee attacks. So it is kind of like a stronger version of Armor of Agathis. But I'm going to go Wall of Fire just because that one would be, you know, helpful to have. You can have someone else have this actually. And then maybe we want Dimension Door, I don't know. If we want to just be able to maneuver all around. I like Wall of Fire just because you can pick it and have everybody, you can kite everybody into it, so they just take crazy damage. Okay, level 8, we're gonna get another feat. These spells are getting crazy. Yeah, at this point it doesn't really matter what you pick, because we already have Hunger of Hadar, and we have Arms of Hadar. Those are the only ones we really need for this build. We're not going Warcaster this time. We're going Ability Improvement. We're going to get 3 feats this time, instead of 2 like the last build, since we are going full 12 levels into a something. Now, we can get Hold Monster here. Actually, I kind of like Hold Monster and Hold Person together, because, or actually, yeah, let's go Cone of Cold for a little bit of that Frost Death. And now we're going to get Speak with Dead without spending a spell slot. You'll replace a spell here. These 2 spells are both concentration, so Oh, and fear is concentration too, so we have to be mindful that we have 3 concentration spells, but we can only use one of them. So just think of which one you want to open with. Do you want to open with fear? Do you want to open with Hunger of Hadar? Do you want to open with darkness? Hunger of Hadar is like darkness, but in darkness you will be able to see, in Hunger of Hadar you will not. So just make those decisions. And then you'll probably want to keep one of your spell slots open for counterspell. Now we got Venus Resilience. Choose damage type and become resistant to it. This is okay. But we're really only going all the way in Lifedrinker for one specific ability. So I'm picking whichever spells feel cool to me, because we're going to be mainly just dueling, right? Now we get our Mystic Arcanum. These spells are really interesting. They're level 6 spells, but you can only cast them once. And they don't use a spell slot, so that's kind of cool too. Eye Bite is pretty good. Or just Circle of Death. And then we gotta pick another spell. Alright, let's get Hold Monster. And then I'm gonna replace... I'm gonna replace something with Hold Person. So I have Hold Person, Hold Monster, and Command. Yeah, let's get rid of Wall of Fire, because we don't really need that one. And then we'll get Hold Person. So now we have Hold Person and Hold Command. We do that before we get to level 12, because I think at level 12 is this is the last time we get to pick a spell. So choose wisely. I might just go with Banishment, just because I like control spells. And then here we go. Lifedrinker. Your melee attacks deal additional necrotic damage equal to your Charisma modifier. And our Charisma is going to be 20. So you replace spells. We got Hold Person and Hold Monster, Darkness. Look at these spells. All these spells are kind of juicy. We pick Ability Improvement to go to 20. And if you can see on my character, I'm wearing Birthright. So my stats are actually 22. That's the max Birthright can raise it to, is up to 22. So we have 22 Charisma, gives plus 6 to that Lifedrinker damage. Here's the Duelist prerogative. You have to get it from saving Bonra in Act 3. It's actually special to use if you don't have anything in your offhand. So we didn't want anything in our offhand. And it pairs well with the Ballast armor. Enemies within 2 meters become vulnerable to piercing damage, which is what Duelist prerogative does, piercing damage. And the Bow of the Banshee does piercing damage. We still have boosted persistence for the freedom of movement, but yeah, that's pretty much that build. Let's open up with something different than Arms of Hadar, because we did that last time. Oh wait, first you have to bind your pack weapon, so you get that extra damage. Now, yeah, see, we get three abilities, 3 Warlock abilities. This one doesn't use a spell slot. I don't want to be in it. That immediately killed Bolo. Wow. Alright. Now, let's go up here. And we get Dueler's Enthusiasm with this Duelist prerogative. While you are not dual wielding, you can make another additional melee attack with the Dueler, which is the weapon I'm using. The Duelist Prerogative. Then we got, look at the far realms. She's dead. Didn't even need Withering Cut. And Aelin, for some reason, she didn't even see anything. See, we got Aura of Murder.
Pigs of fire.
I want to fight Dame Aelin for this one. I don't have an action, but do this. Withering Cut. This Duelist version of the Herald of Hadar I like better because it's a full build. Full 12 build. Yeah. You know, just do whatever you want. See? Oh. And that killed her. She comes back alive. But anyways, that is it for this video. Now I got blood all over me. Let me know in the comments if you like the Lockadin or if you like the Lifedrinker better. The Lifedrinker is just nuts, especially with this ballist armor and the hat. You actually look like a duelist. Like, I don't know. I like this build a lot. So let me know if you want to see any more builds. I'll try to do more of these themed builds if I can think of any. Not really a big YouTuber or anything by any means. I just had an idea and wanted to share it with the world. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment the video. I'm going to edit this and post it as soon as possible. Hopefully I can get some nice background music in the back. But yeah, till next time. This is Quantum Blunts out.
That will make a great headline.
Let's finish up with some darkness.
No time to waste. Let's finish this. I'm ready.
Nine, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Blast off. Blast off. Blast off. Four, three, two, one. Blast off. Blast off.
Need to stay focused. Got to focus. Heading there.
Let's cook with fire, baby.
Don't look.
What now?
I'm coming for you!
Victory awaits.